Hey guys and gals, do you remember when you were a kid and you had board games? I'm assuming everybody tried them when they were a kid. Or some of your family did, or your parents bought some for Christmas or something. Or you went down to the kid's house down the block and they had some games. Chances are they were made from made by a company, either let's say Parker Brothers. You may know some of their games. But the other one I think that comes to mind, there's probably others beyond what I'm thinking of, but Parker Brothers that comes to mind right away, what comes to mind is Hasbro. Hasbro made quite a few toys and games, and they made this one. But this is Hasbro Europe, a little bit different logo than the American logo. And the game by Rainer Knizia is called Fabrik der Traum. And this is a German game from Hasbro of Europe. And this translates into Dream Factory, which is oftentimes what the movies are called. This is a game about making movies, so I thought it might be good here to show the game and show you how it works. And for those of you who are big movie fans, which I'm assuming is everybody that watches my channel pretty much, maybe this is something you'd like. Now, they have this in a couple different versions. This is the original version that was made in Germany. You can see they've got King Kong, Marilyn Monroe here, and Roland Hardy, as well as a lot of other people too are in the game once you open it up. I'm going to show you some of the stuff, some of the components of this game. I think they're really neat, and then talk a little about the game, and talk about now. Right now, it's out of print, which means I traded for this. Actually, I paid $30 for it, used. But as you'll see, the box is in perfect shape. Well, pretty much perfect shape. The board is in perfect shape. How do you play the game? Well, it's pretty simple. You're a Hollywood producer, and the idea is that you're trying to get a script that's a good script and equip it with the right people. And it might be that the script calls for an actor, obviously numerous actors, but they're going to simplify it here to an actor, a cinematographer, the music, special effects maybe or not, guest stars in the movie. And as you go around, you'll start out with one of four directors. They're all 4-star. So every round, there's 4 rounds. Each round, one of the 4-star directors would go into here. And then you'd bid on those. And then from here on out, after this first one here, you'd take a number of tiles equal to this number, 3 here, 2 here, and so on. And you're bidding on these folks, on every one of these squares. At the end of each round, you give out awards. And those awards are based upon who finished the first action movie and then the best action movie. So you can get, if you finish the best one first, you get 2 awards. The directions are all in German. I saved them. So the stars that are in the not all of them, but some of those stars that are in here are listed back here. You can take a look and see some of those. Now the description of each one of them is in German, but their names, since it's their names, are all in English. And then these detail the directions. But thankfully, somebody on the internet was nice enough to go in and redo all these rules, except for the title, into English. So now I've got the English rules of how to play the game. Well, I played somebody else's copy of it and really liked it. Now what movies are in here? What films do you have to choose from? I'll tell you what they are. 12 Ermitags, Assen und Splittenhausen. That's High Noon, and I don't know how my German accent is there. Arsenic and Old Lace. Bambi, which is Bambi. Ben-Hur, which is Ben-Hur. Blondinnen Versorgung. Gentlemen prefer blondes. Casablanca, Citizen Kane. Der Unstickbare Dritt. North by Northwest. Der Herr der Sieben Meer. The Seahawk. Der Hofnar, the court jester. Der König und ich, the king and I. Die Faust im Nacken. I'm probably butchering German enough. And everybody's out there that knows German I'm just reading it. I mean, and trying to think about how it might be said in German. So, Die drei Musketeer. All right, well, that's the Three Musketeers. Die Frucht des Zorn. Die Frucht des Zorn. The Grapes of Wrath. Die Zehn Gebot. The Ten Commandments. Frankenstein. In Western Nick News. All Quiet on the Western Front. King Kong. Mein Freund Harvey. Verdam in Al Iglate. Something like that. From Here to Eternity. Vertigo, and finally, Vom Wind Verwet. Gone with the Wind. That's just a handy thing I printed out that somebody made in the style of the film. The fonts and everything. So what you get is one of these to start the game. And it's a Studio 3. And behind here, so you have this thing in front of you. Comme ça. And behind this, you'll keep the things you bid with. Things with which you bid. This is a summary sheet that I made. This is a sheet that kind of puts all the movies in the different types. You've got adventure, dramas, and entertainment, which could be comedy. Could be a lot of things. Could be a cartoon like Bambi. Another card. So the components. Well, the awards look like this. Kind of cool. The Academy Award. This is the best film, the best dramatic film. I know it's the best by whatever one has the most points. I know how many points it has because what happens is you're going to get a card such as. Let's see here. Let me get on one of these. Let's see here. Let's go with. Well, in honor of what month we're in, let's go with this one. Let's go with Frankenstein, the original. I think The Bride of Frankenstein's a better movie, but Frankenstein's a good movie too. So this goes to Studio 5. So if you had the Studio 5, and of course the producer of the film, this theater the studio that made the film, that would be Universal. Like the Universal Monsters. So all three of the movies that are in the set for Studio 5 are from Universal. You start with those three, and everybody's got three that they start with. So Studio 1 has got three, and so on and so forth. And each of the studios would be like Paramount, Fox, things like that. I don't think Fox is in it. 20th Century. Oh yeah, 20th Century. 20th Century Fox is in it. Those are the big movie theaters of the time. Warner Brothers and so on. So here we've got the director spot up here, and once you learn their names, but regisseur, but it shows a picture of a guy with a megaphone, so you know it's a director. Then you've got a special effect here. Then you've got the cinematography represented by a camera, and then music. There is no actor that you're putting in here. Now you can put a guest star in here. Oh, excuse me, it's been a long day. You can put a guest star in here. And the difference between the guest star and a regular actor is the guest star will have the star around his name or her name. And each one of those, so the movie, you can argue this all you want, but 2 stars is what it was given by Rainer Knizia. So he gives it 2 stars as compared to maybe Gone with the Wind that would probably get 4 stars. I can understand that. By comparison, it's probably a 2-star movie. It's a great horror movie, but it is what it is. So then you bid, and these things are really cool. Everybody gets an equal amount, and you can't get any more. What you get, you get. They get recycled. So let's say I bid 5 for the first director. We go around. I bid 5. I bid 1. Next person bids 2. Next person bids 3. Next person bids 4. I bid 5. Pass. Then I have to place 5 of these out there. They're really cool looking. They're contracts. They even have little signature spots at the bottom. I don't know if you can really tell, but it's like a little contract. And it's 2-sided. Yeah, very good. So I would put 5 of these into the center of the table, and what would happen is everybody gets an equal amount of what I took. So there's 3 other players. Each one of them would take one of these, and there'd be 2 left in the pot for the next time, for whoever doesn't get the bid to split. Those are the contracts, and again, everybody gets the same amount. You keep, that's all you get, and the only way you get more is when somebody else wins a bid and you get some back. That's why the screens are important, so you can't just see how many somebody else has. You might think you can keep track of it, but you really can't. It gets confusing after a while. In here are all the tiles that represent actors, directors, and so on. Let me just pull a few out and show you what they look like. I think they're pretty cool. So what do we got here? All right, so special effects. Looks like that. An explosion. That's a 2-star special effect. You can get better ones than that. Here's a director. I don't have a name on the director. It's kind of a no-name 2-star director. Maybe it's their first time, but they're pretty good. 2 stars better than 1 star, or better than no stars. Yeah, that's not good here. Here's the music for the film. I don't see any stars in there, do you? No stars. So that would not be good. Cinematography. What's I have here? I'm gonna pick a bunch of them that have a lot of the same things, and at least I get some other ones on here. That didn't have what I was looking for. Aha! Now I see what I'm looking for. Okay, so now we got, let's say this one here. Here is Humphrey Bogart. There's Humphrey Bogart, 3 stars, name actor. So I might put, if I needed an actor, I might put Humphrey Bogart on one of those slots there. And I'd add my 2 that my movie's worth, and I'd add the 3 stars from this. And you total all those up, however many stars you've got. This is, what is this? Laura Bacall. She was 1 star by comparison to some others. I probably agree with that. So you go through and you're bidding on these. You see them before you bid. So let's say I don't really want. Here's Rainer Knizia, the guy who made he could be a guest star in your movie. That's what he looks like. One. That's a negative star right there. So he's not filled in. That's -1. Why would you want -1? Well, there's an award for worst movie. And that's also worth 10 points at the end. So maybe you want the worst. Maybe you want the worst movie. And so maybe you put lousy actor in it, and the music of 0, and so on and so on. Where nobody else wants those, maybe you're thinking, "Yeah, I'll have the worst movie," and so you'll bid on the ones that have the lousy numbers in an effort to do that. That's certainly possible. And that's how you do it. You go around 4 rounds. It goes really quickly, though. The bids are really pretty fast usually, and you're filling in your own things. There's a sort of an individuality. You pick from this nice little purple thing. Except, and they're all face up except for one group. The one group that is not is there's 2 parties that are thrown, and with the parties, everything's face down, so you don't know really what you're going to get right away. They are revealed. They're revealed after you figure out who gets the first pick, and the first pick goes to whoever has the most actors or actresses, either in lead roles or in guest star roles. And once you figure that out, that person gets to pick, and you flip over all the people at the party. It could be a cinematographer or so on, and you get the first person gets the first pick, second person gets the second pick, and so on. It's really kind of a cool game. I really liked. I played it one time, really had fun with it, and it's really a family game, as most of these Hasbro type games would be. This is supposedly playable from 2 to 5. I would say 3 or 4 would be the sweet spot on this. You certainly play with 2. But as you can imagine, the way 2 would go is I win the first one, I spend 5 or 6. Now you know pretty much what I've got. You know what you can get away with spending. You know when you can wear me down. If I'm going to outbid you, you know I'll have fewer and fewer things. And sooner or later you're going to be able to get something for dirt cheap because I won't be able to afford to keep up with you. So there's some strategy there on the 2-player, but on all the levels. It's always like that with everything. Good game. Real good game. A lot of fun. Goes quick. Recommend it. If you like movies, they are coming out with a new edition. I don't know when it'll be out. Probably next year, I'm thinking. But right now, it would be called Dream Factory or something like it. They called one of the ones they did in the U.S. Blockbuster Video. That's out of print too now. I think this came out in maybe 2004 4 or something like that. So it's been 15 years since the original came out. That was only out for a few years probably, and then again it was out in Germany, not in the United States. So I was lucky to be able to pick this up. And I'm fortunate that I it's my only foreign game. I like it. I like the cover of it. I like the black and white look to it. Over here on the old films, I like it quite a bit. I like the components, the little statues. There was nothing I didn't like about this game. So looking forward to playing that with a bunch of people, 3, 4, 5, something like that. I think it'll be a lot of fun. It was when we played. We played with 4. It was fun. That's it. Fabrik der Traum. Trom. Can you make the best film? Or the best films? When you complete one, by the way, you get another one. So there's a pretty thick stack there. And then I've got some, I can make my own too. So you can make your own Disney version where all the films are cartoons. And so you're doing voiceover people. So the actor you're putting in there would be the voice of somebody. And the songs that they have are actually like Chim Chimaree or The Hills Are Alive, The Sound of Music. Things like that. Mostly they're Disney, so there wouldn't be The Sound of Music. You get the idea. Actually, I think they still had those songs in it, even though it was mainly Disney films. Pretty sure. That's it, guys. I just want to make something fairly quick. I'm going to upload this one. I think I'm heading to bed. I'm really tired. So I look tired. Till the next time, guys. Dean of DVD. See ya.